Hello. Nobody's in that. That's me. How's it going? So I was supposed to start at 5:45, but because I tend to get anxiety for I was like, let me just get this over with. So here we are. Hello. Hopefully you're well. If you want to hang out, that's cool. We're going to talk about some things. After we talk about some things, I'm going to open the floor if anybody wants to get a card for if you want to um, ask any questions, if you'd like to ask for advice or whatever. Just make sure to check out the description for specific details on how to do that. Also, let me take this out because I feel like that kind of interferes with the audio. Hopefully the audio is okay. Hopefully you can hear me. The AC is on, so I know that's kind of a thing, but hopefully we're okay. So I'm considering waiting a few moments before actually getting into anything because I am starting early. I don't know. I'll be right back. I got some coffee. I already had the coffee, but it was on the floor. Now it's on the desk. Hello. Nobody's here. It's just me. As far as I'm aware. If anybody does happen to join, if you do happen to tune in, hi. So what are we gonna talk about? Leo. One of the things we're gonna talk about is Leo energy. There is a new moon on August 12th. I'm sorry, my hands do a lot of crazy stuff. I tend to really exaggerate, but yeah, there's a new moon on the 12th of August. It's a solar eclipse also, if you know what that means. If you don't know what that means, it can mean a lot of different things. It looks nice in the sky. Hello. Technical difficulties, hopefully we're okay. Thank you for liking the live. Hello, welcome. I was talking about the new moon in Leo, the eclipse. There's a solar eclipse. I was explaining what that means. It means a lot of different things. It looks pretty. It's nice in the sky. But it also generally could talk about like, actually I'm gonna look it up so I can say exactly without misinforming. So, hello, welcome. Thank you for tapping the screen. Because I don't want to misinform you. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing by accident. But generally, eclipses are very big astrological events. A lot of people attribute them to like shifts in like changes. So the solar eclipse part is often viewed as a more potent new moon, a more powerful full moon, marking a turning point or a chapter that unfolds over the following months. Sounds big, right? It's commonly interpreted as bringing endings that make room for beginnings, revealing hidden dynamics or accelerating change. These interpretations are symbolic rather than scientifically. Shut up, thanks. Thanks for that. This is ChatGPT. They said the interpretations are symbolic rather than scientifically established. Many astrologers describe eclipses as times when life asks us to pay attention because something is ready to change. So, with this solar eclipse in Leo, it could represent a reset when it comes to identity, when it comes to creativity, courage, performance, authenticity, etc., things of Leo energy. And we're going to talk a little bit about Leo energy like on its own, but like I just wanted to get into the new moon. And also, if you see me, look down. I have notes, so took some notes. And if anybody's interested in a reading, if you'd like to pull you cards after the fact, you can wait till the end of the discussion or whatever, and you can, or if you have any questions, if you'd like to, you know, anything that you might want to share, whatever. Yeah. So, once again, thank you for tuning in. I don't know who all is here, but your presence is appreciated. Hello. So, what is Leo energy? What is Leo energy? How does that represent? How does that benefit us? Leo energy is creativity, it's creation, it's passion, joy. And so, I wrote some questions down, some questions to consider if you're open to it. What kind of things make you feel more alive? What makes you feel energetic, energized, you know? Another question, what would you do if you trusted yourself more? Like in this moment, if you trusted yourself, how would you behave? That's a good question, right? Maybe play the lottery. Just kidding. That's silly. Hello, welcome to those joining. Hi. I won't be responding to any comments. Most likely, I won't respond to any comments. We're just flowing. Another question I wrote down is, where in your life does creation happen more than consumption? So like, wherever in your life, where does the creation naturally happen? Like, how are you already creative? Is it in your friend groups? Is it in your work arena, work life? Like, where are you naturally creative? You know, there's no right or wrong answers, by the way. Just be honest. If you wanna, you don't have to tell me. I'm just putting the questions out there if you're open to it. And then another question, final question is, what parts of yourself are aching to be seen? Because Leo is the sun. Leo is illumination, visibility. And so when we're talking about Leo, we're talking about visibility, showing up, you know what I mean? All aspects. That's an awesome answer, yeah. Maybe not, but yes, I like your enthusiasm. Glory to God, yes. I also wrote, since we're talking about God, I'm not talking about God, but somebody mentioned God in the comments, the heart chakra, the heart center. I'm not gonna say chakra. I wrote down chakra, but I'm gonna just say heart center, like the heart, love. That is Leo energy. Leo is, you know, courage of the heart, etc., etc. And sorry, I'm like, I took notes, but once again, I'm kind of drawing a blank. Love. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Just kidding. Sorry, 1 second. Let me, real quick. Thank you for hanging out, by the way. Thank you for tuning in. Whoever happens to be here, you're awesome. Your presence is appreciated. If you'd like a personal reading, if you'd like a private reading, you can check out the description down below. I also do other stuff. I make music, write stuff and things, if you want to check that out. I'm cheating a little bit because I wrote down notes, but like, I honestly didn't think too much about how I would like talk about like the heart in this. So I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna reference my good friend ChatGPT. Leo teaches us to love ourselves enough to be seen. A lot of us hide, not because we're untalented, maybe some of us, but not because we're untalented, but because we're afraid. Leo asks, what version of yourself deserves to be in the light? And then funnily enough, the light dims. Isn't that funny? Is that so comical, universally comical? Love expresses itself. It doesn't just sit there. It creates, it dances, it laughs, it paints, it sings, it tells jokes, it hugs, I guess. It encourages. Leo reminds us that love wants expression. And so, you know, in what ways are you ready to express yourself? Is a question we could ask ourselves. You don't have to answer me in the comments. If you want to, you can. But this is a question for you to reflect upon if it resonates. Creation is an act of love, whether it's music, whether it's cooking, whether it's parenting, whether it's gardening, business, writing. I'm a writer. Creating something meaningful is one way that we love the world. You could even say, every act of genuine creation is an act of love made visible. I like that. Actually, oh, of course, I've been using chat for like a project I've been working on, and it's been like referencing that project throughout. I'm not going to, because I'm not supposed to. I'm not supposed to talk about that, but it brought it back to the thing that I've been working on. Okay, so it moves on, and it once again it's referencing something that I was writing about. Healthy pride is a form of love. This is something. Okay, I'm sorry. Chat, why did you do that? You didn't need to do that. Once again, healthy pride, not unhealthy. So like, innocent pride. Not like I'm better than everybody. I'm the best there ever was, and nobody else could ever be as good as me. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about I made something. Look at it. I made it with my own two hands. I made my hand with my two hands. That's what I made. There's the kind that says, I'm grateful for who I've become. That's not arrogance. That's appreciation. Sorry for the AC. The AC's on. I might turn the AC off. I don't know. Leo asks, can you celebrate yourself without needing to compare yourself to somebody else? Because comparison is a bad thing. It hurts you and me. It hurts everybody involved. Do not, if you're gonna compare yourself, do it in a way that like, how do I say this? Because sometimes I compare myself in the way that like, I'm like, and we should be careful with comparing ourselves to others because there's a slippery slope. Like sometimes when I'm feeling a little bit down about myself and my progress, I'm like, I might not be where I want to be, but at least, and I don't compare myself to any specific people. It's just like generally you know what I mean? Like, be careful about comparing yourself to others. But yeah, like, because you don't need to compare yourself to somebody else to be able to celebrate yourself, to uplift yourself. You should be able to say, hey, I did this, and that's really cool. And that's really cool. That's it. You shouldn't have to be like, oh, I was better than this guy. I did better than them. Or opposite. You shouldn't have. Don't put yourself down in comparison to others too. People do that. That's definitely a thing. Leo reminds us, love is not a performance. Love is authenticity. Although Leo itself is a performer, I get what they're saying, and I do agree. This is something that I've touched on in the writing that I've been working on. Am I expressing myself, or am I performing for approval? That's a good question. I do think sometimes, though, it is necessary to put on the performance a little bit. I don't know. I'm thinking, I'm computing, this is real time. Because once again, I've been working on a writing project with chat, and so like they're kind of pulling from some stuff that I've written. And love isn't inherently performance. It can be performative. Some people, like if you have a Cancer, I have a Cancer Venus. If you have a Leo Venus, is what I was gonna say, you might, appreciate acts of like performance, like in terms of love. You might like a big show, a grand spectacle, and that's okay, and it's not bad. But where's the but? I don't know. I guess everybody experiences love differently. That's something I've been writing about. But actually, I feel like I need to revisit that. Because I think love is supposed to be authentic. Yes. Like love should not be like a falsity. It should not be a spectacle per se. Because then the next line it says joy is an act of love. Act of love. Act would denote like performance. This is off the cuff. This is off the riff. Okay. If anybody's here, you're getting behind the scenes in my brain. People think joy is selfish, but imagine somebody laughing, somebody creating, dancing, genuinely enjoying life. That energy affects people. When you're able to like enjoy the moment. You know, joy can become an act of service. And I feel like it can be really hard for a lot of us to enjoy life. You know, there's a lot of reasons to be upset. There's a lot of reasons to be sad or depressed or whatever. I said I wasn't going to respond to comments, but I lied. I'm not going to respond to most comments, but I appreciate that that comment that you just made, Saeed. That is, yeah, I would say yes. There are some generally unpleasant parts of life. You know, we all experience parts of life that aren't very pleasant. You know, anxiety. I got on here early because I was feeling anxious, because I get really anxious before I get up here. And that's not something I enjoy. I fucking hate anxiety. Excuse my language. Anxiety is terrible. I hate it. But, you know, it's a signal. It's a signal that, like, you're doing something exciting, something worthwhile. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I interpret it. Like, whenever you're anxious, whenever you're, not all the time. There's different types of anxiety. There's different types of discomfort. But if you're, like, getting on stage, if you're about to, like, perform, if you're about to do something exciting, and you're feeling that, that's a sign that you're about to do something exciting, you know? And, like, it doesn't feel good, but when you wire your brain to be like, it's not pleasant, but this is a good sign. This is positive. You know, that's how I've had to look at it recently. Like, it hurts. That's why I got on here early, because once again, I could not sit with that. I did not want to have to sit in that anxiety for another hour. Well, actually, it wouldn't have been an hour. It would have been like 20 more minutes. Because I took notes, and then, like, you know what I mean? And 1 minute from now, it'll be 5:45. That's when I was supposed to get on here. So, I'm 16 minutes early. Once again, thank you for hanging out. Hello, welcome. The shadow of Leo is the negative aspect, what we would consider the negative. Love says, I want to express who I truly am. The shadow aspects of Leo says, I want attention no matter what the cost. I don't care who dies. I don't care who has to pay the price. I want attention. That's what the shadow aspect of Leo. Give me attention. Stare at me. Look at me. Give me attention. I don't have prominent Leo placements, so I can't really relate to all of this. Honestly, I think we all can, like, benefit from the energy of Leo, like creation, passion, joy. But in my chart, there's not really prominent Leo energy. So, you know, I don't know. Love says celebrate yourself. Shadow Leo says compare yourself. I'm better than, I'm worse than. I need to be better than him. I need to be whatever. You don't need to be anything. You need to be yourself. Just, you know, whoever you are is who you are, and that's wonderful. That's perfectly fine. And if you don't like who you are, then you can make changes, because you have free will. You can do whatever you want. If you want to get some tattoos. I was thinking about getting a tattoo today. Tattoos are expensive though. But yeah, if you don't genuinely like yourself, you have the ability to change things. And if you're a minor, that's a different story. But you still have the ability to modify and, you know, make adjustments as you see fit, you know. And then finally, love says shine together. Shadow Leo says, I need to outshine everyone. I need to be better. I need to be the best. Give me my spotlight. And then it goes back to something I've been writing, because once again, I've been working on a thing, and so it keeps coming back to the thing. I'm not supposed to talk about it. It's supposed to be a secret. We're not supposed to talk about it. But love does not ask us to become smaller so that others can feel bigger. It asks us to shine brightly enough so that others can remember that they shine too. Because, you know, what you see in me is also available within you. You might not know how to access it right now, and that's okay. That's understandable. But, you know, whatever you see in somebody else is also available inside of you. That's what Jesus was talking about. Allegedly, if we believe in Jesus being a real person, you know, anything I do, you could also do, and you could probably do it better. I don't know if he said that exactly, but, you know, like, call me blasphemous if you must, but yeah, I think that's what Jesus was meant to teach us. Sorry, I'm, like, reading the rest of what it's saying before I say it out loud. I'm gonna just read directly what it says, as cheesy as it is. I'm gonna try to ad-lib, but maybe that's Leo's greatest lesson. Not to become the loudest person in the room, but to become honest enough that your life reflects your heart. To create because it's meaningful. To celebrate yourself without diminishing others. To love yourself enough to stop hiding. and to love others enough to encourage them to stop hiding as well, you know? To me, that's Leo at its healthiest. Not attention seeking, not attention seeking, but heart-led expression. And that, okay, sorry, it went behind the curtain. But yeah, that's basically what it said. And I also wrote down something about perfectionism. I just wrote perfection. I didn't even write perfectionism. I do have a lot of Virgo in my chart, so I can relate to perfectionism. I can definitely relate to that. Do I apply it? Do I embody it? No, because I have allowed myself to not adhere so much. A lot of my music is very like raw, you know what I mean? Because I've kind of just given up on the idea of like this needs to be perfect. It's just I'm gonna create it, and if I like it, that's all that matters. Also check out my music, link in the description. But yeah, perfectionism is a hindrance to the creativity process. Perfectionism is a disease. Do not adhere to perfectionism. It will destroy you. Or, I'm a seal. Or you'll be seen as somebody who's really high quality. But also you'll burn yourself out probably. That's the downside. If you seek perfectionism, if you try to be perfect, you'll end up burning yourself into the ground. I know for a fact that these live streams, this could be a lot better. I know that. Okay, you don't have to tell me that. But if I were to have that mindset, I would never get up here. I would never do this, you know, because it could be better. I don't mean to put anybody on the spot, but I was talking to this one dude recently, and he was talking about making a podcast. And every time I asked him about it, he was like talking about how like it needed to be better, or like it wasn't good enough, or whatever he was talking about. And I think I told him, I was like, you know, don't try to seek perfection, because like it's not worth it. Like in the end, you'll be glad that you just attempted, you know. And maybe that's not true. Maybe he wouldn't have been glad. But ideally, like at least you can say that you tried, because a lot of people unfortunately don't try. You know, a lot of people wait for the perfect moment. And it's like the perfect moment is right when you think of it, is right when you have the ability to do it. So, you know? And it's really easy to say these things, to like say, you know, just be yourself, just be authentic. It's really easy to say these things, and I want to like, you know, say that it's so easy to say that, but like in application, it's a whole other thing to like actually, you know, embody these concepts. So go easy on yourself. Don't be like, oh, I need to be myself. I need to figure out how to, like, just flow, man. Just be you. However it shows up for you. You know? Also, did I really talk too much about the new moon? I started this talking about the new moon on the 12th. There's a new moon in solar eclipse, or new moon solar eclipse on the 12th. In Leo. I don't think I said too much about that. I mentioned generally what eclipses are supposed to be. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter the specific details. But yeah, once again, there is a new moon solar eclipse in Leo on the 12th of August. And generally it'll be like really big, you know, shifts and like endings, new beginnings, whatever. Especially for my manifestors. What just came out of my mouth? Especially for my manifestors, for my people who like actively have been creating changes for themselves, you know, journaling, writing things down, all that stuff. You most likely will see significant change. Now I will say, and this is off the cuff, like try not to like put too many expectations on it. Don't go looking for like the changes, just flow. Expect that things will be changing. And honestly, some of you might be experiencing that now, like in the following days. I know, without saying too much, I've definitely experienced some interesting changes the last couple of days. And so, you know, the 12th though is the official date. So if you haven't actively been calling anything, you expect some changes, expect some major changes. Hopefully positive, hopefully good, hopefully desirable, you know. But yeah, so I don't know what else to say. So thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me to be here, I guess. I hope this did something for somebody. I'm open to answering questions. I'm open to pulling cards if anybody has any questions. If you like, check out the description down below if you're interested. If not, I'm gonna give it some more time, and then I'm gonna disappear. I'm gonna say YOLO. I'm gonna say deuces. Excuse me. If nobody does have any questions or whatever, if you don't have any thoughts to share, like whatever you want to share. If you want to tell me you had a burger today, I don't know. I would prefer you didn't share that, but you know, whatever you want to share, it's up to you. Authentic expression, whatever's on your mind, whatever is calling. And if you are interested in the card play, if you want me to do some cards, I would love to do that. Once again, check out the description down below. All you really have to do is give a thumbs up and subscribe, and put your question in the chat, and I got you. But if not, once again, I'm gonna disappear in a little bit. So this was nice. This was fun. I appreciate being able to do this, and so I hope this was inspiring to somebody. You know, I can only hope. I can only hope. I can do other things. I guess I could pray. I could trust. But you know what I mean. I'll be right back. Once again, if you have any questions or whatever, you can, look at the description, follow the directions. I'll be right back. Back. I haven't picked out my hair in a while. I was actually maybe too transparent. Maybe I'm being too open, but I was actually ripping my hair out the other day, like a week ago or so, because I was so stressed about something. The thing that I'm writing about, I was so stressed. So I was pulling out my hair, and I had to stop myself. I had to catch myself and be like, bro, calm down. But hopefully it doesn't have any long-term effects. I wasn't doing it for that long, but I did start developing a little bit of a patch. So hopefully that gets resolved. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? This is Leo energy, I guess. Leo lions have the mane. I have a feeling nobody's gonna ask any questions, and I'm okay with that. I'm kind of disappointed, but it would be cool if somebody wanted to ask any questions, if you wanted to get a card pull before I get off. If not, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's really uneven now. I doubt you can really tell too much, but it's up here. I've been massaging and putting oil and stuff, but I'll just have to wait for it to grow back out. Hello, welcome. You said, can I say salam? Salami? Why? Is that an internet joke? Salam alaikum. I still have the energy of tattoo in my head. There's a song called Tattoo that's just playing in my head. I don't know if somebody's thinking about getting a tattoo, but I keep thinking about tattoos. Maybe I should get Forget what you did to me. Rewriting history, forget what you did to me. I think I need a tattoo just to remind me why I left. I don't know, it's a song. It's a song. It's not my song, but it's a song. Convinced that you're the right guy, met you at the wrong time. But I didn't. That's not what it was. That's not what it was. Or maybe it is, I don't know. Once again, just singing. If you'd like to check out my music, I make music and stuff, books, other stuff. If you check out the description down below. Okay. It's been my allotted time. So I'm gonna get off here. This was nice. Thank you once again for hanging out. Thank you for connecting with me and my guests. I hope you have a nice rest of your day. I hope you know that miracles happen all the motherfucking time. Whatever you're going through is freaking temporary, because everything is freaking temporary. You just try to keep your head up, keep your spirits high. Because I promise you, no nonsense, no storm that you're going through is gonna last forever. Okay, I can promise you. I can't promise you much, but I can promise you that. Okay, and I hope you know that you are loved. And miracles happen all the. Wait, I already said that. Miracles happen. Okay. If you believe, you have to believe though. That's the important part. You have to freaking believe. If you don't believe, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah. Thank you for your time and energy. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye. Deuces.